So I am super excited to be with you here for this last part of my 5-part series on healing daddy issues to help you have improved relationships with men, especially if you are trying to find love after divorce. And this particular part 5 is on forgiveness and beyond. And I want to take a moment and reintroduce myself to you if this is your first time or the first part of this series that you're catching. My name is Jamila McMallow, and I am a mindset coach and relationship expert for high-performing women. I help my clients to create happy, healthy, fulfilling relationships with good men. Now, I've been doing this work of coaching and mentoring now for over 20 years in a variety of professional settings, but I've been specifically focused on helping women here in this transformational coaching space since 2018. And actually, if you want to count like physical transformation, which also involves mental transformation, I used to be an online fitness coach, and that was in 2010. So if you count that, hey, I've been doing this for a long time, I guess is my point. It's helping women to transform their lives and reach their goals, okay? And so desiring a happy, healthy relationship with a good man is simply another wonderful goal that I empower women to be able to accomplish. Now, when it comes to healing your daddy issues, and we're talking about forgiveness, here's what I want you to understand. And you might be like, okay, well, how does that work? I don't personally believe in forcing forgiveness. I don't. I don't think that you can force yourself to forgive anyone. And let me illustrate. If you stepped on my leg and broke my leg, and I'm in pain, that's the priority, is the pain and the broken leg that needs to be addressed. The last thing I'm thinking about is how you feel about what you did, or how I ought to think of feeling. All I'm thinking about is my pain. And sometimes the reason why, as women, we get stuck in this loop is because we start focusing on the person who caused the pain and getting focused on the fact that, well, I need to learn how to forgive them. I need to let this go. I need to, I just need to let it go. I just need to let it go. I hate that expression because nobody lets nothing go. You got to go get that stuff and take it out. If you watch my last video, it's like gathering it up and taking out the trash. You got to go get it and get it up out of here. It ain't going nowhere. You can say, oh, I'm gonna just let it go. It's not gonna float off. Are you doing a visualization? You got to be doing something. You have to be in the driver's seat, making it happen. It requires action, even if it's just in a visualization, thought process, whatever. It doesn't just, time heals all wounds. No, it don't. No, it don't. Unless you marinate in them, and sometimes they fester and get worse and hurt worse. Okay. So my point is, if you're laying there with the broke leg and you're writhing in pain, that has to be addressed first. Now, once you're no longer in pain, once the wound has started to heal and you're starting to feel like you can stand on your own 2 feet again, now you have the mental capacity to start thinking about, well, what were the circumstances? Maybe they stepped on my leg because they tripped. Maybe it wasn't deliberate. Maybe they were trying to kill a bug, or maybe they were trying to help me and they accidentally hurt me. They didn't mean to do it. Whatever the case was, once your pain has stopped and your healing has begun and you start to get your bearings and wits about you, now you can consider, like I said, what were the outside factors? What was the context of maybe that caused this person to, harm me? And with the process that I take my clients through to help them to become the type of women who have happy, healthy relationships with good men is, of course, healing those daddy issues like you've learned in this series. But we also heal mommy issues. And we also focus on them ex issues, those toxic relationship issues, And even I've had some clients who have had some even more extreme, unfortunate traumas like molestation, and we will work through that as well. And my point is that, our parents, the trauma and pain that they caused us, for the most part, was unintentional. There are some people who had very abusive parents, and it was deliberate, and that's horrible. Most of us, though, had parents who just essentially lived what they learned, and unfortunately experienced far worse than the pain that they inflicted upon us. And so in their minds, they thought they were doing better. Do you see what I'm saying? But the time to take all that into consideration, the time to think about all of that, is not when you are trying to process your own pain, not when your pain is still acute, not when your pain is still showing up in your everyday life and causing you problems, not only in your relationships with men, but even in your relationship with yourself, in your relationship with money, and your relationship with success. It keeps showing up. Your past is never in the past. Your unhealed past is never in the past. It's always sitting right next to you. How you doing, girl? What's up? Helping you make choices and decisions and navigate through relationships. Oh, I'm right here with you. Oh, we scared. So that's how it works. So people will say, oh, it's in the past. No, it's not in the past. No, it's not. Because I can look at you and tell, just because this is what I do and this is my expertise and this is my thing, I can tell. So when a woman says to me, oh, yeah, I worked on that, or oh, yeah, I healed that. That's what I say. Because I already know. I can ask you one or two questions, and that's going to tell me what I know. And the fact that you're leading with that lets me know. A lot of times when people say stuff, it's because they're trying to convince themselves that that's true, not because it actually is. Okay. But my point is, in sharing all of this with you, is that when it comes to forgiveness, when it comes to moving past your daddy issues and the relationship that maybe you did not even have with him, or if it was toxic, or he was a bad example, whatever the case was, or if you were a daddy's girl and maybe your relationship was great, but now you're realizing, well, maybe, he should have put his foot down a little more. Maybe I should have had a little more structure. Maybe I should have learned the value of the dollar. Whatever it is, you can acknowledge how his presence or absence impacted you. Acknowledge that. Focus on yourself first. Put your oxygen mask on first. Do your healing first. And then, like I said, once the pain has stopped, it's no longer interfering with your relationships with men. It's no longer interfering with your relationships with yourself and money or any of those things or success. Now you can, okay, now you can truly let it go or forgive. Because even when I'm having my client work on a particular exercise, when they're working on the releasing is not a forcing of forgiveness to the parent or the party, whomever it, we're focusing on, we're dealing with at the time in the process. It's not about that. It's just simply about acknowledging that you are choosing to no longer be linked with them in this type of negative relationship, that you are releasing the pain that they have caused you from your body, from your mind, from your life. Okay. And so it's kind of like you're breaking that connection with them. And then, like I said, once you've gone through the healing process and you've come out on the other side, now you're going to feel differently. You're going to come to a place of neutrality, and you're going to be able to kind of be an observer now of things and no longer feel that acute pain. And it just changes the way that you see the situation. Just like that broke leg, when you're no longer hurting and your leg is healed and you can stand and walk and run again, you're going to see everything so much differently than when you're laying on the ground in pain and you can't even think, it hurts so bad. And so that's what I want you to understand about forgiveness and beyond, is that forgiveness is not something that has to be forced. It's something that will naturally come as a result of your healing. But you still have to put yourself first. You still have to do your healing work, and then the forgiveness will come. So if you have enjoyed this 5-part series and you would like to explore what working with me would look like, absolutely visit my website at coachjamila.com and book a call with me, and we can take it from there. Now, if you're watching this on a social media platform, you can also send me a message on Facebook or Instagram, and we can talk more about what you've got going on and about how I may be able to help you to do your healing work so that you can have happy, healthy relationships with good men. All right. Or a happy, I don't want you, oh, we hop around. No. A happy, healthy relationship with a good man. All right. So thank you so much for watching this series. I hope you found it incredibly valuable, insightful, got tons of awareness, breakthroughs, ahas, etc., and that you are now ready to move to the next step, which is to make a powerful decision to step into a container that's going to help you move the needle on this part of your life. All right. So you take care.